thank you for tuning in to the Wrap Up Podcast. It's your boy Mello.
It's your boy Hank. What's going on, Pete?
Hey man, Wrap Up Podcast. Like I said, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Podcast to Wrap Up, or actually Podcast to Wrap Up at gmail.com for any inquiries. The Wrap Up Podcast.
Wrap it up then.
On Twitter and Instagram. RKM for Life on Twitter and Instagram.
I'm off the social for a little bit, but yeah, like you said, the Wrap Up.
All right, so what we getting into today, man? We had a little break, but let's tell the viewership what we did this past, what was it? When we go to the Kendrick concert.
What was that? That was last Wednesday.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we went to the Kendrick concert at Jones Beach. That joint was lit. It was cool.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I see why they be selling though, for real.
What?
I see how they make their bread.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like Cole said in 1985, artists really make the bulk of their bread from merchandise and touring. If people think it's from album sales or just because you stream an artist's music, you know, go out, buy a ticket, buy some merch. You know, that's how they really take their cut at the end of the day, because the label take most of it when it comes to the music itself.
Definitely. But it was a cool experience though.
Yeah.
Never realized how short Kendrick was.
Yeah, that nigga is short.
I was watching my little cousin like, before.
Use it. Nah, I bet. But yeah, that joint was cool. I was mad SZA didn't come out though. Actually, it's funny enough when I brought that up. Mm-hmm. I think who was it? I think it was Maya that told me that she was dealing with some voice problems, or it was Maya's friend.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was one of my friends that told me she was dealing with some voice problems. That's why she wasn't on tour. So I was like, word.
Mm-hmm.
But it would have been cool to see everybody. We saw J-Rock, Schoolboy Q. Yeah, we saw the whole lineup. I don't think. Yeah, see, we came a little late. I don't know if Isaiah Rashad came on, but yeah, but we got to see the heavy hitters.
Exactly. But let's hop into the NBA talk.
Oh, the finals?
The finals, yes sir.
It's over.
You think?
That's all she wrote. 4. Bro, Bron's not gonna try to bring them niggas back. For what?
He is a competitor.
At the same time, yeah, you're right. Because I wouldn't want to lose on my home court.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, even if he could just get him a game back to go to state, you know, for respect. I mean, I'm all for it, but.
Yeah, after KD hit that shot, like, they snapped towards Bron on the camera.
Nigga looks so defeated.
So defeated, bro. But what are you gonna do?
I mean,
you got to deal with a 6'11" guard we never seen before.
Freak of nature.
Like, this is my thing with KD.
I'm listening.
You could say he fades away in the fourth, but this is 2 straight years when the moment was the biggest. He put on big performances.
Kind of put the team on his back.
Yeah, you could say that.
I mean, when nobody's ever going to dispute that KD's a top 5 player in the league.
Mm-hmm.
It's always going to be that question about his competitiveness. You know what I mean? As a team athlete, you know, because everybody has their own competitive drive within themselves. But it's like, with me, it's like you hit the shot, but it's like you see that the Cavs like literally are just Bron. Like, I mean, he's supposed to hit this shot. Don't get me wrong, but you see the Cavs are just Bron. So what do they really have? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, the shot was big. He had 43. Mm-hmm. Steph had a bad game. Clay had a bad game.
Mm-hmm.
But the type of team like they have, if one nigga has a bad game or 2 niggas have a bad game, they still have another superstar that can hold things up. They still have role players that can hold things up. So down the stretch, the game was close. Now, if KD was by himself, he might have not had niggas step up. He might have not had Iggy get a key defensive stop. He might have not had Steph hit that final 3. he might have not had, niggas snatching rebounds for him. So, I mean, shouts out to the Warriors. That's great. But yeah, it's gonna be time for some new changes.
All right, cool. I got a question. When you say you got to question his competitiveness, what do you mean by that? Because are you questioning his pride by joining the Warriors or his competitor? Because I don't think you get to the level he's at by not being a competitor.
Yeah, but I also don't think, in the purest form of things, I don't think you make it that far. Obviously, like you said, without being a competitor, you don't become a top 5 player in the league without being one of the best competitors. Mm-hmm. So I'm not questioning that, but I'm questioning the legitimacy of that competitive fire when you're playing next to MVPs and All-Stars. So at some point, you're going to be like, yeah, I cemented my legacy in Golden State. Mm-hmm. And like I was talking to you before, he might seek greener pastures.
He could.
You know what I mean? Like,
he could.
So
that's what I'm saying. We'll see if he leaves here or not. Because
they won without you.
Exactly.
Almost twice.
Exactly.
And you won with them twice. So
I think it's the same thing that Bron was going through in Miami, but it's just deluxe now. It's just to a greater extent. You know what I mean?
Definitely, because
people were questioning LeBron when he went to join Boston.
But you got to think, he joined a 30-year-old D Wade. He didn't join a...
D Wade was still an all-star.
No, he was. I'm
saying, like I said, it's just to a greater extent now what KD's doing.
Yeah, it's just a greater extent. Mm-hmm. We saw the game transition to the 3-point game. So he joined players that can score from the perimeter most and foremost. And he joined good role players, really good role players. And Draymond Green and Andre Iguodala, who I think are underrated in their role player aspect.
Not Draymond.
Well, I mean, I think he's slightly overrated, but I'm saying as far as in like when he made the move, people wasn't thinking like, oh damn, he's joining Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala. You think he's just joining Steph and Clay, but it's a team game. Those guys matter. You know what I mean? Without those two guys, it makes a big difference. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think that the Cavs can maybe bring it back to Golden State, but honestly, at this point, I don't even...
Yeah, I feel like the more important discussion is what's going to happen this offseason maybe, or I'd rather talk about who's going to get MVP than the Cavs trying to make a comeback, because that's just exercise in futility.
Yeah, well, I'll ask you this. Who should be MVP? I mean, we know it should be James for the regular season since it's the regular season, but
LeBron James or James Harden?
Playoffs, like, I mean, nobody can deny that. I know you're going to say playoffs is separate, but like you said, I mean, who's going to win MVP? It's actually a good question.
Finals MVP or regular season?
Oh, well, I guess regular season and then finals.
I wouldn't mind seeing LeBron win regular season, to be honest.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? You rather?
I mean, he is the regular season MVP, to be honest.
Thank you.
I mean, it's just you bring. I don't care if it's in the East, the West, the South, the North. You bring a team like that. Your second best player is Kevin Love. Your third best is J.R. Smith. Like, what the fuck? Hell yeah, you're the MVP. You got them niggas to the finals, bro. And I'll go a step further.
James gonna get it.
What we like about Bron so much is the fact that even if you're outmatched, he's kept them within, I'll say up to the late third quarter, he's kept them within the 10-point, you know what I mean, within a sizable lead for niggas to step up. You know what I mean? It was good to see Rodney Hood step up in game 3, but you need somebody to do that every night in order to compete with this team. So last game, KD had a great game, a historic game.
Epic, yeah.
But, you know what I mean? You need those guys to do that when KD's, you know what I mean, 10 of 25. You know what I mean? You need to do it when he's off. You need to do it when, like, them opportunities that you had in game 1 and game 2, you got to take advantage of them. And Bron knows that, but if you don't have the help and you don't have the framework for it, then it's not going to happen. Straight like that.
Okay.
So, I mean, but we'll see. You know what I mean? I'm still going to watch tonight. But I'm not expecting no miracle. I'm not expecting no hit going 6 or going 7. Them niggas going
Yeah, they going
Yeah,
home in a little bit.
they
Definitely.
throwing on they hunter caps and they shooting to kill. But yeah, so I think that this series will affect the off season. It will. We'll see a different. I mean, I don't know. We could throw some what ifs out there, but I think it is going to affect the off season, and I think it is going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? It's going to be interesting. You know what I mean? People say this, say that. I don't think Bron is going to go to a Lakers team. They're too young. You know what I mean? You might as well stay in Cleveland and recruit people to come join you and force your front office to do something. And if, by July 1st, mid-July, after you take some of your visits, if they ain't making no moves, then
make a move. Yeah,
I say Houston.
So when you look at the market, if the Cavs want to make some moves, they could look at Boogie Cousins. Maybe they could look at Tyreek Evans, Kyle Lowry. But I feel like
you're not bringing in guys with championship experience. Stardom.
Boogie Cousins is a star.
No, I'm not saying Boogie. Anybody would love to have Boogie. But I'm saying you're not bringing in somebody with championship star. Like if you bring in a Tyreek Evans or if you bring in a Kyle Lowry, we're talking about playoff performers that have stardom. You know what I mean? They have that it factor. We're not trying to bring in guys who just fill up the stat sheet during the regular season. Because we've seen that. Kyle Lowry and the boys folded against Bron.
But it's different when you're playing with LeBron.
It is different, and there's more pressure. So you do got to have that it factor. The people who we seen win with Bron have it.
I mean, George Hill is on his way out of the league.
Yeah, but
Kyle Lowry's a step up from George Hill, a big step up from George Hill.
But what are you saying? He was on the best team in the East, and they got swept.
Best regular season team in the East.
Okay.
And they got swept.
And they weren't the best playoff team. Why? Not just because they didn't have LeBron, because they didn't have it.
Yeah, the team gave up on them. Yeah.
Yeah, but it ain't the team. I'm saying I'm questioning your superstars.
Kyle Lowry's not meant to be the superstar, though. I feel like he'd be a great.
So what's DeMar? They got.
Yeah, I mean, DeMar is. That's what me and one of my coworkers were talking. He was like, when you got DeMar DeRozan as your guy, like he hasn't proven himself yet. You know what I mean? So he going up against LeBron, he's going to not saying he should fold, but he has to prove himself. I feel like Kyle Lowry could benefit from playing with a guy like LeBron. Anyone could benefit from playing with LeBron.
But he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it.
You don't think he has it?
No. That wouldn't help them win.
Kyle showed out a couple years ago in the Eastern Conference
That's great.
Finals against Kyrie.
In the Eastern Conference playoffs. And
in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah,
he doesn't have it, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just trying to put pieces together that sound good. But the Cavs probably just gonna tank, and LeBron gonna head to Houston. That's my prediction.
So okay. Where do you think Bron would go?
Houston.
I think that's his best bet for you sign a 1+1 second year option. At this point in your career, you're 33. You're gonna be 34 next season. You're gonna have to be able to put weight on another young superstar and start. When I say that, I don't mean that you give the reins to James Harden, but I'm saying that you allow him to take you through the regular season.
Exactly.
And still he could be the highest scorer on the team. Bron could chill, get 25. You know what I'm saying? 25, 9, and 8. Whatever, whatever his numbers is.
That's still nice.
You know what I'm saying? He get 25 a night. Really work this offseason on hitting them open 3-pointers that he get. And I think that, he could really, the Rockets and Bron would benefit from that exchange of goods. You know what I'm saying? What they're getting for Bron is they're getting a top 2 player all time. Some say not 2. You're getting leadership. A couple with a Chris Paul who has leadership. So now think about that. You're not taking away James Harden's skill in that system. You're just taking away the leadership aspect. So when shit goes to shit, James Harden can feel the same way that KD, Clay, or Steph feel when they're in the slump. Or when shit's going bad, now he can just say, fuck it, I got the green light to put us on. You know what I'm saying? So it's a balance of power.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And they're all ball dominant players, but I'm sure they'll be able to coexist. My question is, are we questioning LeBron's competitiveness if he goes to Houston?
No.
All right, just making sure we're on the same
Not at
page.
Not at 33. Not at 33 after 8 straight finals with that bum ass Cavs team. Well, 4 straight and 4 with the Heat. And, you know what I mean? The Heat was a different story. You know
So
what I mean? That was interesting.
Hold this thought. We can't question KD's competitiveness after making the finals once in his 10 years in the NBA with the Thunder. Yeah, I know he did fold 3-1.
Yeah.
But shit,
I mean,
man, the dude wanted to go to the finals.
That's null and void. Let's not act like niggas haven't forgot that KD did that. People have a short memory, so let's not say that that's the running story headline. No, the running story headline is that he's gonna be the Finals MVP. He performed in this series. He shot over 50%. He was great. You know what I mean, on both ends of the court. So we're not questioning what KD can do. I'm not even questioning his competitiveness to win. But I'm saying pride. In the pure, pride.
That's all it is.
Okay, yeah.
What did Kendrick say?
Yeah. What?
Pride's gonna be the death of you and me.
Yeah. I mean, pride is, but some people say on the other side of pride is true. But some people think on the other side of pride is true happiness and fulfillment. You know what I mean? If I take my pride aside and take the naysayers away, okay, I lost to these niggas after a 3-1, but I didn't have enough. So if I go form this, you know what I mean, and I'm just star on the team, what pride, you know what I'm saying? That I'm still performing. So you can't say like, you know what I mean? He could be. You could listen to the naysayers, you could listen to all of that other shit, but at the end of the day, if you have to perform, and he's performed all day, every day, you know what I mean? We may say, oh, KD's been off, but he's performed. You know what I mean? So he didn't fold. But it makes it, what I'm trying to say is that it gives you reassurance. Like I said, if Bron goes to Houston, it gives you reassurance. So KD, even in the back of his head,
you're right.
You missing them shots at OKC. It's not the same reassurance.
You're right.
That's what allows you to come. You're right. Niggas come back from 3-1.
That's the word. Reassurance.
Niggas not worried about them coming back from 3-1 with that squad they got. Niggas not, bro.
That's facts.
Niggas not.
That's facts.
They would have to get to game 6, fourth quarter before them niggas even start sweating. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. For that reassurance, it allows people to play without. You know what I mean?
It's like a little bit with Harden and Paul this year. We saw Harden have that reassurance. That Chris Paul, like that steady, like,
yep.
I'm with you. Like,
I'm gonna hold you up.
Dog.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna hold you up.
So yeah, if LeBron gets to Houston, it's gonna be interesting, man. But what we got going on in the? We got anything going on in pop culture in the news, bro?
What was the first thing I wanted to talk about before we get into albums? I want to talk about. You saw that Wayne won the settlement for the Carter 5. So the Carter 5, I don't know when it's set to release, but I was reading the news and shit, and he won an 8-figure settlement with Cash Money and Birdman.
Against Birdman?
8 figures. So he won at least 10, 20 mil, probably, maybe more. You know, it's undisclosed,
Wayne,
but
bro.
think about that, bro.
Birdman been trying to his artist for too long.
Bro, think about that, though. If it's an 8-figure settlement, that means it probably was like $100 million lawsuit. It's a settlement. Think about that. When you settle, you're settling for a percentage of your total claim.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? So that's interesting.
A massive amount of money.
Yeah. Wayne was the center of Cash Money Records for the last 20 years. 20. Wayne started rapping with Cash Money at 14 when he was with the Hot Boys and all of that shit. And the scene.
Wayne can't be no. Wayne's 34.
Wayne's like late 30s. He's like, what, 37? So 20 years.
Been rapping for 20 years?
Wayne been rapping since the late 90s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you talk about records from fucking Fireman and, you know, those Carter 1 shits. All the way to the Carter 4 and 11. You know what I mean? Carter 1 came out in like what? I want to say like 02. Something like that. It was around that time. It was like 02, 03, that range. The Carters came out from like 02 to like, 2011. So you're talking about 10 years of work that in songs and features and shit like that he wasn't probably getting checks for. He was getting the percentage. So the cut that Birdman was taking was double probably what Wayne was bringing home, and Wayne got bread.
So, word. Good for Wayne.
Yeah. So, I mean, I look forward to, I hope.
He dropping the Carter 5, right?
Yeah. I hope that the Carter 5 is a mix of old and new music. You know what I mean? Music that was good that didn't get released because I'm going to take a side note right here. Mm-hmm. It's funny because when I was talking to, I think, we was listening to the Esco tape, Colorblind. Or no, not I was talking to Zay about it. And we was listening to the Esco tape, Colorblind. Mm-hmm. And we heard a couple of those songs. And I was like, yo, this really sound like old Future on a couple of these tracks. And he was like, you know what's interesting? I was reading up, and a few of those tracks, maybe 3-4 of those tracks, were back from 2013. Yeah. Remember what was the March Madness tape? 56 Nights. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When he said, Esco was locked up for 56 nights, and his hard drive had all his music on it. A few of those songs on Colorblind are from that hard drive. Shit's crazy. I don't know exactly which ones, but a few, you give it a listen, but a few of those have older songs or older tracks. So what I say that to say this, mm-hmm. Music is timeless. So if it's good, Wayne, and you meant to put it on the Carter 4 years ago, mm-hmm. Throw a couple of those on there, And I heard, the last shit he dropped, name's not coming to me, but
on Spinrilla.
Yeah.
What's the mixtape called? I forgot. It's not coming to me either. Dedication. Nah,
it wasn't Dedication. Wasn't Sorry for the Wait. No, cause
some mixtape.
Something like that. But anyways, when he dropped that tape, he has some good newer sounding tracks on there and stuff like that. He had Family Feud with Drake on there and shit. So, give us the mix. Like that's why I'm making a reference to the Esco tape. Yeah, give us a few older tracks, and then just also give us, some of the new shit. And I think if you package that, because Wayne never made a bad Carter album. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4.
Carter 3 is my favorite.
You know what I mean? Carter 3 is a classic. That's the top 5 album
ever.
Top five. I would say a top 5 hip hop rap album. Definitely top 10. Mm-hmm. But I would say in my personal, I know that thing front to back. That's classic. So, salute to Wayne, and I look forward to the music.
Indeed.
But shifting,
to
what
Kanye?
were you about to say?
You want to talk about Kanye's little?
Yeah, I guess we could talk about the last, because we didn't talk about last week's music, because we caught it on the weird end. But yeah, I think I wrote down ASAP's album. I wrote down Kanye's album, the Kanye Cudi album, and Daytona. So we just kind of talk about good music as a whole and sum some of them up. But yeah, first and foremost, before we even get into that, Drake and Push is done.
Who knows?
Who knows? Are we gonna hear something on the album? We'll probably hear some. I think Drake gonna be subtweeting. He gonna be subtweeting on the album.
Yeah. But I mess with both diss tracks, but we just know who came harder. Like we just know who came harder.
Yeah, do you believe Jay Prince saying that Drake had an overwhelming track?
No, I don't believe it. I want to believe it, but no,
I think
I'm not that naive.
I think Drake would have dropped that with the quickness, but also it does lead to some speculation when you say that, because Kanye 2 days before he made that statement said it's over. So I think Drake was probably shopping around for some dirt. And whatever he found, I don't know if it was necessarily incriminating or would have damaged careers. I think that's more a PR stunt. But I think it would have been, some dirt, just more dirt that didn't need to get out. Personally, I really don't care about somebody's personal life. But if it's about the bars, it's about the bars. So
exactly.
In the concept of, rap beef, let's keep it within the frames, within the brackets. But
I think Pusha came real disrespectful.
Yeah, but he took it old school. He said it's basically like saying, "Nigga, I'm from the Clips era. I'm from the Cash Money era. I'm from the, what I'm saying, we're talking pre 2005, 2010s, where Pusha and these guys was putting out record after record, I was listening to the clips the other day on YouTube. Bro, literally like 4 or 5 songs straight. Clips, Pusha, Malice. Like, bro, them niggas was cold. Like, MCs, they could rap. Pusha could rap, bro. There ain't no question. So, it was less about the rapping, but it was more about making Drake rap and making Drake step out of that pocket. Pusha always could be in that pocket. Pusha T. Old school. Once you could tap into that, you know what I mean? That disrespectful lane that he didn't have to, I don't think he had to, you know what I mean?
What do you mean, like?
He had ammo, but he didn't have to step outside himself to make the track.
I feel you.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you on that.
So for Drake to step into that disrespectful lane, this really will be him stepping outside of himself. You know what I mean? He can make a diss track with the lifestyle, like, you know what I mean? Or
like some back-to-back shit.
Like that's still, it's still upbeat. It's still, he ain't sending shots at, he don't want no real beef, but Pusha say, fuck it. If it's gonna be rap beef, then you're not gonna like me when I walk around the room.
Pusha learn from back to back, definitely.
Yeah, we're not gonna be friends after this shit. Yeah, we're not gonna be friends after this shit.
That's 100.
We ain't gonna get no shout out 3 years after you done dubbed me. Like, yeah, man, shout out Push, man. You know, go check that out. Like, nah, fuck you, nigga.
That's real rap. But yeah.
Adonis is your son.
Let that boy come home.
And he deserves more than an Adidas press run. That's real. That shit fire. Yeah, that shit. But yeah, so I mean, I look forward to Scorpion. Maybe we get some sub tweets. Maybe, you know, some of them overwhelming bars. He finds a way to craft those into a song. You know what I mean? And then if he talk about Push or something, just make it, you know what I mean, make it entertaining. But we live in the age of spin, so once that shit done passed, niggas done forgot about that shit. Just like niggas forgot about the Kanye shit and bumping his shit. I mean, music is music, so I don't get invested in the artist. We already talked about that and shit, and how you shouldn't do that, but you know what I mean? It's just, it's entertainment. That's what I look at it as. It's entertainment.
That's all it is.
That's all it is.
Yeah, so about the Kanye album, it was good. It was good sonically, in my opinion.
What's your review like? You know what I mean? Like, can you give it a rating, or, you know, I know you listen front to back. It was only 20 minutes, so you know what I mean? You can give it not a thorough review, but overview.
Overview.
Yeah.
Let me think. It's going to take.
But not even track by track. I mean, just sonically. I mean, it was.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's not really old Kanye, but you hear like little reminiscence of little
inklings of. Yeah.
But you know, like the place he's at now isn't the same place he was when he was making Graduation and College Dropout. So
yeah.
It's like.
But you got to think he's making it from. Those albums, he was making it to get to the top. You know what I mean? Right now, his name's cemented in hip hop legacy.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So most of his shit is really legacy shit. It's not that, I'm not saying that it's legacy sounding music or legacy lyrics, but I'm saying that he's really just spitting from a place of legacy. So unless he's gonna make something that ties back into society, how we seen Jay strategically do 444.
When he's like you
know what I mean? We're not gonna see Kanye do that. Kanye's more on the art, different side. So you're gonna just see whatever the fuck's on his mind, rather than just seeing prepared media rollout or prepared press run. That's more for the businessman. You know what I'm saying? That's less for the artist. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm making the distinction Kanye and Jay, because they're both legacy acts. Now I'm not putting Kanye where Jay is at, but for hip hop and for the last 10 years of music, you can hear that it's heavy Kanye influence, heavy Wayne influences, where Jay-Z was still Jay-Z, but let's not forget Jay-Z came out in early 2000s, late 90s, like I'm saying, and where he really popped, but he was in his 30s then. He was polished. You know what I'm saying? So Kanye, we got to see from the raw to polished to back to raw, because that's what he can, you know what I'm saying? Like now you're just hearing raw emotion, raw thought. So I mean, it was interesting to see, you know what I mean? I listened to it. A couple times too.
I mess
one
with
time,
I mess with Yikes, Ghost.
Ghost Town. I like what's the outro? You gotta listen to the outro. I like the outro. I think it was the verse that Nicki wrote. Whatever. But yeah, the outro song, the last song on there, song 7, whatever. It was a good little track. But I mean, like you said, sonically, Kanye's always been progressive. He's always been good with the samples. So that's why I said he's a legacy in hip hop as a producer, especially. And you know, I would give him the title as an artist. You know what I mean? Not that he's painting pictures for me, but he paints his own picture. So when you're, you know what I mean, looking at something Kanye made, you're not thinking that, oh yeah, this was packaged perfectly for him. Somebody,
you're gonna feel it. Like,
you know, it's outside of the brackets.
Exactly. You're gonna feel that it was coming from Kanye.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it was.
But yeah.
You know what I mean? Whatever. But yeah. So it's just entertainment. It's not like I'm invested in niggas. So yeah. Wrap Up podcast viewers, don't think we just. You know what I mean? We fans of the music, but you know what I mean? That's as far as it goes. But yeah, we got a chance to listen to the Kanye Cudi.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, that was a smooth listen. We listened to it before we came in, but we heard a couple tracks. Yeah, that just dropped today. What is it? Kids See Ghosts.
Yeah, that's what that was
Kids
called.
See Ghosts. Yeah, so it's something interesting, man. I'm definitely gonna go back and listen to it. We'll probably do a follow-up review, but yeah, sonically, man, it's good. You know what I mean? I think Kanye produced, you know, probably over 50-80% of it. So who knows? But sonically, it sounds good. It's solid. Cudi's vocals always be on 10. You know what I mean? He always brings that mood to the track, and I think Cudi is the reason why. Like I was telling you before, I think reason why Cudi is so important to good music and to what Kanye wants to do as a producer and as an artist is because it's like Kanye may say, all right, here's the beat. So he gives niggas the canvas and paints some trees and leaves.
Cudi's more connected
and then Cudi takes that and turns it into his soul, whatever that image that he wants to portray it as. So it's like Kanye draws half of it, like, you know, gives an outline, and then Cudi makes
it his own.
You know, nice intricate lines within it. You know what I mean? It gives it some vibrance, gives it some. You know what I mean? So
definitely.
You know what I mean? I like that duo. I'm glad they cool again. That's cool. As long as we get good music, you know what I mean? I'm cool with it. But yeah, like.
But yeah. This is the first time we heard from Cudi since what, 2016?
Yeah, Pain, Passion, and Demon's Land.
Yeah, he was going through his I guess he was going
mental
through
breakdown.
Yeah, a little mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Glad to see he's back. But did you hear about that volcano?
Yeah.
Can you tell me, like?
I don't know the specifics. You know what I mean? I tried to
Guatemala.
Yeah, it was in Guatemala. It was, you know, thousands of homes lost, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. They actually had to evacuate the city. You know what I mean, our parts of the city, majority of the city. And it's just, you know what I mean, it's sad. You know what I mean, that natural disasters, something you can't control. You know what I mean? It's just, that's like if a tornado struck down here today, you know what I mean, God forbid, obviously, but it's nothing that you can do. You know what I mean? In the purest form, there's nothing that you can do. So
definitely.
You know what I mean? You just gotta.
Prayers go out to all the families affected, definitely.
Yeah.
Not to get too sentimental or anything, but yeah.
Nah, not like, even, man. It's real shit. You know what I mean? You know, prayers up to them. You know what I mean? And that's just how it goes. You know what I mean? Like I said.
Every day's a blessing.
Definitely. Yeah, and that's how you gotta look at it. You can't take it for granted, because once you take something for granted, you really don't see the real and shit. You know what I mean? You don't. You don't see that life is an everyday struggle. It may not be for you, but it is in general. You know what I mean? If you don't live with your parents, or if you don't have a job, or if you don't have hope, you know what I'm saying? Or if you're hit with catastrophe, life changes for everyone. And that's when people seek faith. That's when people seek answers. But, you know what I mean? I'm not telling you that you need to have the answers, but you got to understand that.
You got to be.
Yeah.
You got to be okay with not having the answers and just be thankful for everything that's around you, pretty much.
Exactly. Say thanks a lot, you know what I mean? Tell your loved ones you love them, you know what I mean? And always just be you know what I mean, just be a grounded person and keep
in
it.
The present.
Yeah, in the present.
Optimistic.
Yeah.
All right, word.
But
what's on your mind, Brody?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else I had written down.
Yeah.
I know we talked about potential. We talked about potential off-season moves to the NBA.
I got a jetpack
Oh boy.
We talked about potential NBA moves. You said
we did. That's what I'm saying. We already talked about that. I'm trying to think. Well, I mean, I will dab Cowboys real quick. Not about the whole team, but I will say, free agent Dez still not signed.
Crazy, yo. I seen that the other day.
Yeah, I mean, football's a little slower. You know what I mean? It's not like basketball where money is just.
I hope Dez snaps.
Niggas just throw contracts. Yeah, I hope he snaps too.
But yeah, it's just what the media portrays. If the Cowboys gonna cut him, it's just like, what's Dez's value? You know what I mean? But we all know. I mean, if you know football, you know that man can still play. It's just his contract's huge. He ain't want to sign with the Ravens too, so
yeah,
it's a lot that goes into it. It's not just like Dez is a scrub.
Nah, but football, the NFL is a different sport. You know, you got think about camp. You got over 80 to 100 players from rookies to guys that are looking to get on teams. Veterans to guys that are on the active roster. You know what I mean? So you got your 40, 45 guys who are your guys. And then you have room for 20, 30 guys who, make it or break it. Because it's a 53-man roster during the season. You know what I mean? You have your practice squad, but that money in the NFL is so tied up. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's $1 billion industry, but, it ain't millionaires, multimillionaires walking around just like there is in the NBA. You know what I mean? The minimum for the NBA, I think, if you're on an active roster, is a few mil. And that's just if you at the end of the bench. So if you're a star, you on payroll. We all know that. So, you know what I mean? I think Dez probably is going to have to wait until camp. You know what I mean? Probably early August, maybe late July, when the teams start getting rounding up and, they're going.
Where would you like to see him?
That's a good question. It's funny because I actually was looking it up before this, and I saw that he commented on like a 49ers post or something like that, something regarding the 49ers.
Was it the 49ers or is it? Was it the?
It was the 49ers. Brandon Marshall went to the Seahawks.
He went to the Seahawks. I'd like to see Dez in Green Bay.
I know. Yeah, I watched the A-Rod interview. He was like, we're really focused on bringing in young, guys that, just fit their role. Because you got to think about the NFL, bro. It's a young man's game.
You're right.
It's
unless Dez is like.
Yeah, it's not one of those sports where you age like wine. You know what I mean? Like you see LeBron and some of those NBA super athletes go through. NFL, you maybe got 3 to 5 years to exhibit your maximum potential. You know what I mean? And we have seen Dez's maximum. So if we can see 80% of that, that's good. But is that good for a team to just take a chance on you and spend veteran dollars on? You know what I mean? So
that's a hell of a point.
Yeah,
that's a great point.
So I did see
because you are literally. Oh my bad. You are literally going out and going to war.
Yeah.
On that, yeah. So it does make sense.
Yeah. So if you're 30, somebody gonna be like, well, if I get a 23-year-old in here that's excited to be here, they're
gonna grind and
you know what I mean? But we'll see. What else? I'm thinking about something else that popped off this week. Oh. Yeah, I was gonna tie this in with the kind of with the cash money discussion, not tied into hip hop or anything at all. I'm gonna make a left turn, but bear with me. So you heard about the designer Kate Spade?
Nah, what happened?
Fashion designer from New York. Kate Spade committed suicide, or what was an apparent suicide, this past week. Rest in peace to the fallen. But basically what happened, I don't know the details of what happened, but apparently I believe her husband was looking elsewhere, you know what I mean? Obviously outside of their marriage. And I think he was filed for divorce or something like that. And, I don't know if that was tied to a link to it. I don't know what it was, but I'll give you the backstory. I believe in the last several years, Kate Spade has built like, a fashion brand behind bags and, merchandise and stuff like that. But I believe she sold it to Coach for several $100 million. That her brand, like she built her brand up. I think she started small, built it up, little stores, and then ultimately built up her own name, her own value, and then Coach bought it from her. But I say this to say that, it's a cliche question I'm asked, but does money bring happiness? Like we said, even with the Wayne situation, and I'll go back to the Kate Spade situation, but even with the Wayne Cash Money situation, you get a 10-figure settlement. Does that make up for lost time? Does that make up for, because like we said, Carter 5 is maybe 5 years delayed. Does that make up for lost time? Does that make up for broken relationships? Does that make up for, So money, we like to sue people. We like to give up money, but at the end of the day, what does money really bring for you? You know what I'm saying?
It can numb the pain, but a fool will let it think you that it will let you think that money like heals the pain. The pain. So money's just it's a
social construct.
It's a culture. Yeah, there you go. It's a social construct. It's we chase this paper because we live in a capitalistic society. We have to work. People see us as a tool, pretty much, if you're not your own boss.
Yeah. I think money within itself creates an illusion. It creates delusion too, as well. You know what I mean? Because some people all they see is money, and then some people see what money can do for them. But then you realize that
really
money can't do everything. There's always going to be something more expensive. There's always going to be something more. Money doesn't have a true value. You know what I mean? I could hold this laptop for 1,000 years, and maybe it's worth 1,000. You know what I mean? Several years from now, because it's limited edition. But somebody may be willing to pay that price. But another person may say, "Dude, that's an old ass fucking laptop. There's no real value behind it to me." So value is subjective. Money is subjective to a certain extent. You know what I mean? There's people that work 18 hours a day for $8 an hour and go home and are happy. And there's people that work for 4 hours a day and are thousandaires, millionaires, and they're still unhappy. You know what I mean? It's crazy to say, but it's cliche. You know what I mean? Even to the viewership, even to myself, you know what I mean? As a person that works. You know what I mean? It's just interesting to see, you know what I mean? Money
won't set you free.
No.
It won't set you free.
If anything, it entraps you more. Definitely. You know what I mean? Because the more you make, the more you're going to want to make.
Here you go. It's a hamster wheel.
Yeah, it's a hamster wheel. So you're really chasing, chasing the ball, or you chasing the...
You should be chasing freedom.
Yeah, the freedom of the mind, though.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
What comes with that is knowledge, compassion, understanding.
Yeah. Reason, logic, all of those things that bring you closer to your inner
peace.
To your inner peace and to your inner God. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna get denominational, but when I say your inner God, I mean, your soul and your spirit. How do you connect all of that? You know what I mean? Money is, I call money illusion and delusion, because it takes you away the further you chase. Like that's what I said with the value of a laptop or something. We may think that it brings us closer to something, but value is perception.
Of course, perspective determines reality.
Yeah, but in reality, I really just got to make sure I'm fed and make sure that there's a roof over my head and that I can live and breathe and be healthy.
Simply put,
but,
exactly.
You know what I mean? We're all part of this world. I'm not speaking from outside of it, but...
Yeah, of course, we want that nice car just because it looks nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But as soon as you put your value on it, you distort what's really important.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But yeah, man. What else do we have up there? So you was looking up some stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything. We're at 806.
Yeah, no, I mean we're gonna probably run for like 10 more minutes, if that. You know what I mean?
Cool.
But yeah, I appreciate y'all for if you watch this far, man. You the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? But we're definitely gonna try to do this weekly. I think this is gonna be our new spot.
Yeah.
we gonna get some stuff up here. You know what I mean? Maybe some decorations or whatever have you. We ain't gonna have the maintenance man coming through and sweeping up. You know what I mean? We rented this out though. You know what I'm saying? It's the podcast spot. So next time niggas come around, we, you know what I'm saying, we telling them where to go and where to put it. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that. It would be funny if you pull back up to like, what you say? That ass. Like But yeah, man. Oh.
You don't have to give him the accent like that.
I mean, I can give anybody an accent if I want. You know what I'm saying? I own my own content, bro.
He said I own my own content. Like, that's what we about, though, at the end of the day.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's not like I'm working for somebody, so, you know what I mean? But,
sue me.
Yeah.
Feel you.
Yeah, sue me. Like, nah. But fuck it. We're going to have an LLC, so you're going to be suing nobody. Rich nigga shit. Nah, I'm just playing. Exactly. Maybe get to that point.
You gotta know the loopholes.
Yeah.
Get an LLC if you own your own business.
Yeah.
You pay yourself, and you are not liable.
Yep. Limited liability corp, man. Yeah. Exactly. That's for my business school niggas and just my entrepreneurial niggas. You know what I mean? Dropped a little. I ain't even drop a gem. I dropped a little.
Common knowledge. Yeah. Really common knowledge. Definitely.
Very common knowledge. But
you know what I mean? You'd be surprised what common knowledge is. Like you said, that's subjective too. That is.
And that's really why we, you know what I mean, why we doing what we doing, why we started the podcast game and stuff like that. It's really, we're going to try to couple common knowledge with a little experiential knowledge, and then, you know, hopefully through guests and through, you know, just reflection and stuff like that, we're going to bring some concrete knowledge. So, you know what I mean, it's going to be the combination of common, experiential, and concrete. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that's going to be the wrap up of it all. You know what I mean? It's going to be the you know what I mean, being able to see something from
a philosophical perspective. Yeah.
A psychological perspective, and then an emotional perspective. So
exactly. We're going to wrap that up.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, hey. Thanks for tuning into the Wrap Up Podcast. This is your boy Mello. Yeah, man.
Thank you for tuning in. It's Hank. It's been real.
Yeah, short episode today. My bad to cut you off. What you said?
No, we straight. Yeah. Anything you want to take away from this?
I mean, what I take away from this is just always, like I said, self-reflection. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna go J. Cole cliche and say meditate, but you know, if that works for you, you know what I mean? But control your emotions. We live in a day and age, you know what I mean? If anything, you know what I mean? I just tie that into a lot of things that's been happening, controversy, and even, you know, natural disasters and stuff. It's just control your emotions, control your emotional response to things, because people do live a real life outside of what you deem to be real. So monumental and so heartbreaking in your life, you know what I mean? And I'm not telling you that your life is not the most important to you, because it should be. But at the same time, humble yourself, you know what I mean? To understand that, you know what I mean, there is a bigger picture, you know what I'm saying? And that there is more to live for my people out there who are dealing with, you know, some mental health and just, you know, who understand their emotions, you know what I mean? Because some of those people are some of the most emotional people. They reflect. They're some of the most, so they're so hard on themselves. And, you know, I'm not going to go down that road to, you know, talk about that, because I'm not, you know, licensed to, but, you know, just lending my 2 cents. It's really about, you know, when you use that emotional reflection, that stuff like that, you know, just really
doing it in a positive light.
You know what I mean? As soon as you quick to tear yourself down, man, I don't care if you don't like how you look, or if you don't like what you sound like, or you don't like how you've been acting, you know what I mean? Just take it one day at a time, you know what I mean? Even if it take you looking in the mirror and telling yourself that you're going to be great, or that, you know what I mean, something good's going to come of your struggle. You know what I mean? Like Cole said, there's beauty in the struggle, ugliness in the success. You know what I mean? So as real as that goes, you know what I mean? That's my food for thought today, man. And it's really just keep pushing and striving on. And, you know, like the podcast, you're going to see us grow, and, you know, just I mean, look
grow
for that
with us.
self-growth. But yeah, what'd you take away? Not to be long-winded.
No, that was beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
But I want to clap for you real quick. But
we'll throw some applause in there.
Get you an Oscar.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to throw some sound effects in there or some shit.
Yeah. But yeah, pretty much what I took away is just find your inner peace. Like you said, find the God within yourself, because you could be tearing yourself down or building yourself up, and at the same time, it's all in your mind. Because what you deem real or false is subjective.
Yep.
At the end of the day, so
yep.
Yeah, just to keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Stupid.
Find your inner peace.
Yep. KISS. But
be thankful.
Yes, sir.
Definitely be thankful. There's a lot to be thankful for.
Alrighty.
But yeah,
that's a wrap.
We'll wrap it up.
All right, then. Thanks for tuning into the Wrap Up Podcast, man. It's me and your boy Hank.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So tune in. Whenever we drop one, like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Twitter is Wrap Up YT Show _ and Instagram is Wrap Up Podcast. Arcane for Life, J Hank _ Hey man, just keep striving with us, you know what I mean? Just keep telling people, tell everybody you know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, if y'all want to come through, just hit me up, podcasttowrapup@gmail.com if you want to come through for any inquiries, or if you want to shed some light on any of the things we talked about, hip hop, rap, pop culture, music, psychology, anything, you know what I'm saying, sports. So, you know what I mean, we appreciate your viewership, and
it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Thank you.
Right away. Hey. If you press log out, you get forgotten what's supposed, but a reminder just how boring our lives are. Look at how much fun I'm having. Ain't no beauty in the absence of broadcasting till you fall. I seen us selecting naked. I seen us exhibit behavior. I see famous people all over. I don't want no autograph. I just wanna follow back. Maybe tag till you fall. Play back. Say that. That's just the way that the game go. After the rain, it's a rainbow. I see a product you paid for. Shit get forgotten today. Oh, if I cannot log in, they started a rumor that I got shot like a dead go. I don't walk without my headphones. I don't got cable in my crib. I don't even know how we got here. Be independent is my fear. Government look like the mafia. Censoring out what you watching. Internet turn me into the mid of jail. Solitaire more than a game with your card. Can't change the channel, it'll stay in our heart. Stay in the public and pray to your God. Need validation, I'm too insecure. Characters stuff on 140, 280. You posted your story. I'm from the 292 sides to each story. Yeah, I'll be your friend, but you cannot follow me. If you press log out, you get forgotten what's supposed, but a reminder just how boring our lives are. Look at how much fun I'm having. Ain't no beauty in the absence of broadcasting till you fall. I seen us selecting naked. I seen us exhibit behavior. I see famous people all over. I don't want no autograph. I just wanna follow back. Maybe tag till you fall. Everybody insecure, especially people with everything. Why you think they got everything? How would you think they got it? Ooh. Everybody insecure, especially people with everything. Why you think they got everything? How would you think I got everything? Look,
everything's on camera. Everything's on camera. Everybody want handouts. Everybody got pamphlets. Everybody wants Santa. Everything is on camera. Everybody want pics now. Everybody got antlers. Everybody my kid now. Everybody got Pampers. Everything is on me now. Everybody got cameras. Ain't nobody got Chancellor. Ain't nobody got answers. All them scratching their head now. Ain't nobody got dandruff. Don't nobody like selfies on their own page. I know people with their friend requests as their homepage. Ain't put a picture on their wall since the Stone Age. Feel locked up in their own cage when they on stage.
If you press log out, you get forgotten what's supposed, but a reminder just how boring our lives are.